So we're going to do a bit of science today. We're going to play this run a little differently than I usually do. We're going for Apocalypse 5, which is its own kind of special punishment, and we are going to go in for an economy run. So we're going to go heavy on gold mines early and see if that pays more dividends than I'm necessarily expecting it to. Historically, I have not had great results at higher apocalypse going too aggressively. It means that the seer is going to get pushed back. One other point of interest, we have a rather minor patch, but the memory leak is finally gone. So the game will run more smoothly also as our run gets longer and longer. But without further ado, let's see what we're working with. Please, good weapons, or at least passable weapons, would be delightful. I think I see a two-handed sword, a scepter, and a short bow. I'm going to call that somewhere in the middle. I would not describe that as the finest set, but it's not bad. Let's learn a bit about our friends in arms. So we have Corolla, lovely car. Who is our melee character, who is a jeweler, a heavy sleeper with demonic blood. On average, I would say this is a pretty strong set of attributes. The minus armor is going to be a little rough in the early game, but hopefully we can make it work. Fey Amulet's pretty interesting. The crit pants are reasonably interesting. The Warren heavy armor is okay. And then for perks, we're looking at Assassination debuff. I can get down with Assassination debuff. I think this is relatively strong. Next up, we have Farah. Farah is rocking a steel short bow. Also has some heavy armor. Has some fur pants for some accuracy. We might shift those around as appropriate. I'm liking the 11 daily mana regen. She has Soldier, which is a solid perk, can't complain. Bookworm's pretty not useful. Tall, I can get very down with. Extra movement is good for business. Now again, helmet-wise, we're kind of all over the place, but I think that's fine. Oh, sorry. And then Farah has our defensive and assassination perks. And we do have Harvester on her, which is lovely to see. Third, we have Odila. And Odila is a prophet, very solid. Bookworm, solid. Fragile, middling, but I'm going to call that pretty good. Wow, this Rusty Shield is exceptionally good. I think we're going to, well, I mean, when you're rocking a scepter, maybe we do keep the movement points. The fur pants, I may transfer over to Corolla, because I don't love having less dodge there, and I wouldn't mind picking up a little bit of crit here. And then all of these helms are kind of garbage, so I'll probably do it that way. The mana regen ring is nice. The Holy Ring we're not going to get much use out of, at least not initially. So we'll probably just leave it like that. And I think that's probably all the gear swaps we're going to do. Now, we may be, as part of this economy strategy, we're going to be destroying some ruins. So I wanted to, well, we'll look at that once we get into the next section. I guess what we're going to do is we're probably going to put you over here, and you kind of in the middle, and we'll see how we do. This is going to be an interesting first night. Okay, no runners. We do have... Oh, I didn't check. Mana regen on Corolla isn't bad either. So I think we can afford to spend a little bit. Now you are not going to get a lot of... You're not going to get a lot of action here. So if I move to here, I can do this and then retreat a little bit. I don't want this first turn to be completely for naught. That's my thinking. We still have 6 movement points here, which feels pretty good. If I move you to here, oh, you do have the Fey Amulet, so I probably should consider going a bit deeper. Well, except that if you use all your action points, that doesn't quite work out the way you expect it to. All right. We may have gone a bit deep there. We're not going to get a lot of love out of pretty much anyone. I guess I could have saved some Windwalks for you, too. That's perhaps a shame. Because what are you sitting at? 27? You're probably going to take a hit. I think that is a safe bet. Yeah, that's not a great place to start, but I think it's relatively okay. Okay, so let's see. Let's get those two. I want to get you into the fray. And then I'll probably use a little more mana here before retreating, since we can clean that one up otherwise. I am sensitive to the fact that we have to be much more cautious here because we've already taken a wound. That's not a great place to be. And then I think we can retreat. How far are you moving? Well, that's not ideal. I'm gonna use the movement here to get a little further back, I think. I don't think this guy's coming all the way in, but I guess we'll do it that way. Staff is a hard start, to be sure. Why did that do so little damage to you? That's interesting. All right, let's see. So my thinking here is we're going to try and clean this up. The staff is great for those little hits, and then I guess we'll leave that there. We have some mana to play with, so let's move you back for a second. But the AP goes quick. Yeah. The AP does indeed go quick. I keep feeling like I'm leaving Corolla out to dry a little bit, and that remains my feeling. All right. Oh yeah, that's very bad. Her taking one of the hits is good for business. Okay, we'll start over here. Scepter goes really well early game, for sure. I think I'm going to take these two out, and then we'll loop back around. That is a dirty, rotten shame right there. Jeez. Okay, now we will endeavor to give ourselves a little bit of space, which I think we've done already, actually. We can afford one more of these. Ideally, don't put damage in on the armored guys, because they're not gonna do you any favors. And then I think we just do that. We're gonna have them coming around the far side, so we're gonna have to come around. I find it strange that these splitters seem to do so little damage to their compatriots. It's a shame the movement bug didn't get dealt with. I guess we're gonna do that, and then over here. I'm milking that one for the extra damage. Yeah, I don't like that. I was gonna delete some wall, I guess, but I think that's still the play. Now over here we still have actions. You hate to see that. How are we doing on mana? We're still getting up to full, so I think we spend one more of these. Just to thin what's coming in next. Alright. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. We've definitely spent... Oh, that's... Even through the armor ups, that still did damage, which is a bummer. The beauty of the scepter is you basically walk one square and then the momentum does the work. I say with great hubris there. We technically have a little more mana to spend. Although our retreat is less than optimal. Alright. Now you have 3 actions left. But we have a lot of legs. So we need to do some work in here, but we're not in terrible shape. This might actually be sufficiently run away. Now over here, now we're into the now we're spending. Which I don't know if we need to be spending mana right now. I kind of feel like we're in reasonably good stead. Oh, that's why we took the hit. It's because it's the block-based armor. I've got it. Okay. It's ironic that early game armor is so much better. Now 27 to 35, we can do that. Really? Okay, so now we definitely need to spend a little bit. Hey, Doodle, how's it going? Lovely to see you as always. So I see what I think is a pretty money hit here. So let's do that to take some of the pressure off. And I think that gets us to a good place. I haven't figured out who's gonna tank for us. We can spend a little more mana here, so I'm gonna do that. There we go. Good stuff. The wound is not ideal, but other than that, we're looking very shipshape. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it about the headache, Doodle. That is never fun. I myself am suffering a bit from a little bit of a case of the sniffles. So I feel your pain, not to marginalize it. Yeah, that is, your niece is very lucky. So let's see, 44, 57. So our archer is probably going to do the tanking, is my guess right now. So I guess I will blow these two up, and then if you come stand over here, oh, you have the block armor too. Oh, with 57, I think you're probably fine even without the block. I'm 100% in the same boat. Amen to that. Amen to that. I would take headache over sniffles all day, every day. Let's see, and then we can do that and start working on sensors. Hey, Stakes, how goes it? Always lovely to see your smiling face in the Twitchverse. All right, let's get to work on these. I think it's pretty inefficient to have our melee character doing work on these, but I don't see a way around it. It's going well. I've decided we've been on a bit of a losing streak with the last spell in terms of trying to make progress. So I'm very interested in trying out some new strategies that have been chatted about in the Discord. So we will see if I can put into action the genius of those that came before me. But yeah, overall things are good. Oh, thank you for the follow. I apologize that I can't quite see your name. Drowning Aquaman, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Ah, so, are you familiar with the game in general, Aquaman? The short version is that these mist sensors create a cloud of mist around them, and when you kill them, they come back 3 nights later. So if I kill them, they will just come back again, and then I'll have to kill them again and again. So what I do is I get them 1 hit away from being dead, and they don't regen. So by doing that, I'm kind of making it so the first time I need to get rid of them, because, you know, they're getting in the way of my vision or whatever else, I can dispatch them quickly, but I'm not putting myself in a position where I have to kind of constantly be reinvesting resources in killing them. So that's the theory behind it. Originally, the way that I approached this problem was I would just kill them at the beginning of night 2, because on Lakeberg that lines up perfectly with the final night. So you're killing the sensors on the night furthest from the final night. But with Glenwald is a different number of days, and so, mileage may vary slightly, but I've also generally come to find that it is much more advantageous to kill them when you need to kill them. You can definitely get into a situation where you kill the sensors at an inopportune moment, and you get into some kind of like awkward situations where you wish that a sensor didn't come back at the moment that it came back. But I think on average it is worth it to do that. Now, you're regenerating 8 mana, so I'm gonna spend a little bit of mana, which you won't see me do often. But yeah, the sensors, there's a larger discussion to be had, Aquaman, about the issues I think that come about with the way that the sensors are designed. I think that I'm gonna leave that one there. The sensors feel very, I want to be nice here, but they feel very like labor intensive. So once you hit APOC 3, you're kind of doing this dance at the beginning of every run, and it doesn't feel particularly rewarding or interesting. Anti-fun is a beautiful way to put it. Yes, exactly. So I've come up with some thoughts. My primary suggestion for the devs on how to make the mist sensors much more engaging would be to make them so they're kind of like a constant resource suck rather than a like one-time large resource suck. So the way that I would probably do that is I would have the radius of mist that extends out of them be something that you have to hit them once every like 5 turns or something like that to keep it down. So basically, they're taxing your action economy, right? Because you're like, okay, well, if I want to keep them, if I want to keep the mist at bay, I need to be constantly spending some action points hitting this thing. And that way I think it serves the purpose, which is it makes the game harder. It, hurts your action economy, but it does that without creating this kind of like, oh, I'm going to spend, the first 10 minutes of my last spell run basically gardening, for lack of a better descriptor of what it kind of feels like I'm doing sometimes. There we go. And then this one over here. Oh, okay. So that's sloppiness though. Every once in a while I'm in too much of a rush and I end up killing one. That's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. You get an unlucky crit at the wrong moment when you're fast forwarding, and the rest is history. Yeah, that was a very lucky crit. I'm not going to go back and check the footage, but it happens, and it's not the worst thing, because if we have a successful run going, we're not going to be like, the difference maker is not going to be one sensor respawning at an awkward moment. We'll be able to take it out pretty quickly. But famous last words, everybody remember, it's the mist sensor down and to the mist sensor directly southeast, or is this just south? I never know. Of the shrine statue, and quite possibly that mist sensor's presence at an inopportune moment will be the death of us. Fun times. We are definitely still in the mode. Anyone who has come here and is like, oh, I'm here to watch, a guaranteed win at the last spell, you've come to the wrong place. I am Apocalypse 5 continues to give me some fits and starts, but we've been discussing it a lot on the Discord that I have, my Discord specifically, and I think we have some interesting strategies, which is what today's stream is going to be all about. Can we find ways to push the envelope, specifically through economy? All right, so other than that one that we killed, it looks like we're all done. So all of these are ready. Whatever way we get attacked from, we'll be in good shape. Now, one of the more controversial aspects of this strategy is the idea that we are going to be going heavy economy and we're going to be tearing down ruins that are in the way, even though we're not going to be getting resources from them. All right, we do get some good rolls here. The offhand axe, not so much, but the Tome of Secrets is going to take the pressure off. I'm always looking to get everyone a second weapon. That's second weapons are big, and Odila having that is going to be pretty solid. Now, are we getting one direction or two directions? Looks like we're just getting it from the same direction again. So this next turn, we're going to have the option, right? If we decide to, we can very quickly take out these sensors and then have full view of the battlefield. If we get lucky, the bulk of the forces may attack from over here, in which case we might be able to leave the sensors for a future day. Now, the way that we're going to upgrade this is we're going to do these two, and then we're going to grab an outskirts building. So that's worth 72 gold for 4 workers. Gets us right back up to the 150 point. Now, I think the little bird in my head is telling me we're supposed to go immediate gold mine here. And then can we do this? So we can do this, but if we go whole hog on upgrading it right now, we're not going to be in great shape. Let's take a look at what we're buying from the shop. I see hand crossbows and I generally like to buy them. We're probably going to end up mortgaging some of our, wow, them some poisonous greaves right there. We're looking for a melee weapon also, so the steel short sword and the hand crossbow are probably our pickups, and they're nice and cheap. So let's grab them, because I don't want to go into night 2 not equipped. And then we'll probably start. The other thing that we do with some regularity, this mail helmet did basically nothing for us that last night. So I think all 3 of these are going to go. So I'm going to start mortgaging the farm, as it were. Mana ring is nice. Your trinket was garbage. Fey amulet is nice. I kind of prefer having brace in the early game. I think I'm gonna swap this over. Oh, doodle. You don't have to ask me twice. That's I would absolutely take a bacon cheeseburger. Holy cow. That's the good stuff. Okay, so we get up to 58. Now we have done no upgrades here. I think we start with this one. And then we're a bit broke, aren't we? Well, we got our weapons. Let's do our level ups, and then we'll see where we're working. Early damage just helps us hit those breakpoints, which I'm not going to complain about. Now, remind me, you're not Harvester. We have Harvester on 2 out of 3, which is solid. That means we get to do something a little different with you, which, ooh, your armor is just so intensely bad. We're gonna have a really hard time keeping Corolla healthy. That's my genuine concern. I don't love coagulation here, but I think we just need to get her up and running. And then, oh yeah, you don't have Harvester, so a little more sustain I think is good. And at the blue tier, that's pretty solid. And then daily health regen is going to give us more durability. Get her armor up, which I think is good. And then it's hard to say no to First Blood. It is really hard to say no to First Blood. Yeah. Just can't do it. All right. Farah. Okay, we went real deep on that one. Let's hope we get some better outcomes. I like the green range damage. Accuracy 12. Yeah, we'll take the big accuracy, and then before we forget, let's find someone else whose accuracy is lower and give them Farah's pants. We'll go resistance reduction, but it's not my favorite. Then Harvester is a gimme, as is First Blood. Also eyeing Glass Cannon. We could also go Nimbleness if we felt like we needed some mobility, but I think we start out with First Blood. Get those crits rolling. And then, let's see, your accuracy is 0%. 5% on Corolla already? Where are you getting that? Yeah, we can just swap your pants. Let's get you up, and then we'll swap those here, and you can have a little less dodge, and we'll get your crit going. Now, do we do perks on you? Yes, we did First Blood and Harvester. And then over here, the blue armor is surprisingly interesting, but I don't think that's what we're looking for. And then we like damage, and then if we're going to be sticking with the Scepter, we want momentum. But I don't know that we're going to be sticking with the Scepter. Gonna roll this once. Pick up that, and a little bit of extra XP. I'm gonna roll that. Nice. Okay, accuracy 12 is pretty huge. Getting that accuracy out of the way early is not to be underestimated, and then I think it's First Blood again. So we're gonna be doing a lot of critting, hopefully. Now, we're only getting it from this side, which means I am going to... Okay, so this is the part of the game where I start to get very nervous. So we're leaving 50 gold on the table by not getting rid of that. Let's destroy the little ones first, just to ease myself into it. So the idea is we want to destroy these if we think we're going to have better places to spend our resources, or if we believe that this house, like this one in particular, is going to potentially be a source of panic. Which is why I am going to destroy this one, but I'm going to leave the rest. And then now that we've done that, I like to put a catapult here because this is a natural boundary that things are going to have to go around. It gives us a little more defense of this. Now, we want to get a little in the thick of things, and I'm just going to kind of presume that we're not going to get lucky and they're going to come from this side. And if it's runners, we might take some hits, but I think we're decent on defenses. I'm tempted to flank this with barricades just to distract from this, but I think we'll save our resources.